Welcome. On my YouTube channel, I try to have a variety of things, mostly Christian based. However, I am a huge Rocky fan. I love Rocky. So when Creed 2 came out, I had to see it. I saw it the day it was released. Yeah, it was the day it was released. I saw Creed 2. And I wanted to make this review back then, but I didn't because I have other things and just didn't have really time. I was really disappointed in Creed 2, and I wanted to, review the movie, shortly, not like a full review. However, people were always talking about, like in the Rocky movies, people were, that's not like a real boxing match, how people don't throw punches like that. Let me tell you something. Sylvester Stallone, he knows how to throw a punch. Now, of course, it's not a real boxing match, it's a movie. But when I compare how Sylvester Stallone throws a punch to how Russell Crowe did in Cinderella Man, or even Matt Damon and the Matt Damon Ben Affleck movie, I can't think of the name, but Robin Williams was in it. Anyway, he was in a fight, and it was like a horrible fake, like if I remember correctly. Sylvester Stallone knows how to throw a punch, but Michael B. Jordan and the guy who played the Russian. That's my first criticism of the movie, is the Russian in the boxing match. Every time they punched, he would cock back and he would throw, and it's like, man, it just made me want to bow my head. I watched the movie with my wife, and she likes boxing, not as much as I do. We're both kind of MMA fans, not boxing fans, and I have a 100% prediction right streak going on with MMA, so that's nothing to brag about. I'm 1-0. I told everyone that Khabib would beat Conor, and but that's a different subject. I'll make a Super Bowl pick too, but this isn't about a gambling site, so I don't even want to get there. Anyway, the Russian, seriously, every time he punched, he would go back and punch, and a real fighter, that'd be like, every time he would cock back before he could even get a punch off, it'd be like bang bang. You'd go down. It's like if you watch the George Foreman against Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali just had that 1-2 combination in between George Foreman's punches that made George Foreman go down. So the punching was really unrealistic. So I didn't like that aspect of it. And another aspect, now, a lot of this is boxing based, my review, because you don't go to a Rocky movie or a Creed movie for the storyline. Okay, it's a boxing movie. Now, yeah, Rocky 1 was more of a love story than a boxing movie, I'll give you that. But, and maybe Rocky 2 is, but Rocky 3, 4, and 5, and then Creed 1, and Creed 2 are boxing movies. Rocky Balboa maybe wasn't. So, but this was a boxing movie, so I go for the boxing. And the Russian's boxing was very bad. How he cocked back his punches. Jordan just doesn't look like a boxer to me, a fighter. Like Sylvester Stallone, he would like snarl when he punched. He was a really good actor. He didn't have the six-pack that Michael B. Jordan does, or the lats, or he wasn't as cut, except for Rocky 3 he was, and Rocky 4, and Rocky Balboa. However, I definitely must say that Sylvester Stallone throws a better punch than Michael B. Jordan does. Now I wanted to say, I was watching the final fight, and I actually got lost in the rounds. I actually thought it was the 15th round, and the show was actually the 14th round. And that's really problematic, because in a boxing, the 15th round is the final round. Now, it's maybe in the 12th round. I'm maybe getting this mixed up. But anyway, I thought the round before the final round was the round it was in, not the final round. If it goes 12 rounds, I thought we were in the 11th round, not the 12th, when they actually were in the 12th. Well, if you're a boxing director, you want people to know what round you're in. If you're in the 12th round, you want your audience to know. But they didn't have the round. Now, it's not on video yet, or I don't have it, but if I recall, they didn't have the round and the time that like a like boxing move, like they should, like the first one did. And what I'm just trying to say is I got lost in the rounds. And you shouldn't, the audience who pays attention as much as I do, you shouldn't, and who knows boxing as much as I do, you shouldn't get lost in what round it is. So that was really bad. That it was poorly directed, the final boxing match. Now let me get back to something else about this movie. They should have really had him fight the guy who was champion. They should have had him fight the guy who he fought at the very beginning. It's the guy who I think they should have made the main event. I think bringing the Russian in, I think it was just a little cheesy. Now they did make it pretty realistic, and Sylvester Stallone he performed awesome. Michael B. Jordan he performed good too. I think it had some poor directing. The desert training scene wasn't that good. She could have been a lot better. He did basically the same 4 exercises over and over and over again. If you looked at Rocky IV's training, what Sylvester Stallone did in Rocky IV, he didn't do the same stuff except for running. He did running over and over again, but boxers do that. But he mixed it up. I mean, it was really over. It got irritating. He did the same thing over and over again. This hurts my soul to say this about Rocky, okay? Or even about Creed, which I consider, a sister franchise of Rocky. The only thing good I have to say about this film is Creed's wife, Tessa. She and his mom. And Rocky, of course. Supporting cast was awesome. They supported it good. I like the redemption of Drago at the end. That I like that. I kind of wish it would have been a clean knockout though. But then him, Drago saving his son with throwing in the towel. I like that. But then, with saying how Rocky should have saved Apollo with throwing in the towel. In a way, it kind of made Drago better than Rocky, but maybe not. I don't know. But in the end, it worked. It was good. It made Drago seem more human. I think they went overboard, making him seem, worse than he really was. So that was a good touch, I guess. I like Drago. Dolph Lundgren. He played a really good role. He's a good actor. I liked it. That was a good role. I was harsh. I expected a lot more. Creed 1 was a must-see. Probably one of the best movies of the year. This wasn't one of the best. Well, actually, you know what? I think the movies have gone downhill this year. So, actually, you know what? Maybe Creed 2 was one of the better movies. But, really, I just saw the movie. I wasn't even planning on speaking of it. The movie where the Oriental man, his daughter got kidnapped, and it was all computer based. The movie was, I forget the name of the movie, but that was a lot better, I thought, than Creed 2 was. I give the movie a B minus, so that's pretty low for a Rocky movie. I didn't like how Michael B. Jordan had to go to Russia. That was just copying off Rocky IV. Okay, when you're the champion, you don't have to go to the challenger's place. The challenger has to come to you. Michael B. Jordan could not have accepted that fight. Plain and simple, he could have said, no, I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to accept it in my home. And that's where it would have taken place. So the movie was deceiving there, but what I liked about the movie was that in the first fight between the Russian and Michael B. Jordan, the Russian got disqualified for hitting him when he was down already. I loved that because it was realistic. Something that really got on my nerves about $1 Million Baby. It got on my nerves about this was that I saw that movie and I wasn't that big of a fan of the movie. But anyway, $1 Million Baby. the main actress who played the boxer, after the bell, she got hit, and that's why she became paralyzed. Her opponent would have been disqualified, and she would have become champion. Now, it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the story, and she would have been she still would have been paralyzed and everything, but at least she would have been champion. Not that that's worth your life, because it's not. But it really irritated me that the other woman was able to retain her title, because she should have been disqualified. And in boxing, titles do get changed hands over disqualifications. So that I respected that. They found a way for Creed to get thoroughly beaten, but to maintain his title. And I also liked how it started out as like a revenge fight for his father, but then it became, because Creed lost. No, he didn't lose, but he was thoroughly beaten, but he won by disqualification. He had to fight the Drago again, or, give up the title. It became his fight. He wasn't just fighting for his dad or for revenge. It became his challenge. I like that. That was a good twist. So, yeah, on a rainy day, nothing else is on, watch the movie, or when Creed 3 comes out and it looks really good, you're going to have to watch Creed 2 just to catch up. Creed 1 was really good, the first one, and Rocky Balboa was really good. So if you missed either of those two movies, I highly encourage you to watch it. It's night and day different. Anyway, thank you. This video is a lot longer than I expected. Sorry about that. And God bless you. Thank you.